I love dogs. I have this weird shared custody thing going on where they're not technically my dogs, but they're here all the time. So I figured I would share my dog toy how-to. I was gonna say recipe. It's not a recipe. It might be a recipe for disaster, but that's a different story. So what you need, leftover fabric and some scissors. You don't want there to be fluff that they can swallow because these are freaking dogs. They just eat all the innards of every stuffed animal they can find. They tear the freaking thing apart and then it always just ends up everywhere. So I'm trying to stay away from the fluffy things. Big pieces of fabric that they can't swallow. You're just gonna cut strips out of it. The good thing about this being a dog toy is that it doesn't need to be perfect. So just have some bunch of different strands of fabric. So the first thing you want to do is take 3 of them and tie them together at the top, nice and tight. And then you're gonna braid it. A regular old braid. Doesn't need to be perfect because it's just for the pups and they're pretty much just gonna destroy it anyway. So like, don't put too much effort into this. So these strands are pretty long, kind of making like an octopusy type feel. I don't know, guys. I'm just making this up as I go. So I got to the end of my braid. I'm just gonna tie that in a knot again. You're just gonna do that with all of your fabric. Do any of you know how to French braid anything? Because I'm worthless at French braiding. I can barely braid. French braided my hair, and it took me an hour and a half at these fairs, man. Took way too long. How's life? What you been up to? Let me know in the comments below. How's your summer been? I went to the Pride Parade by myself. Friggin' Justin Trudeau was there. He's our prime minister, and he's a stud. I wonder how his wife feels about the way that we treat him. Corrado may or may not be sitting, my fiance may or may not be sitting next door with a cold, and I'm like, I'm gonna film. He's like, I'm gonna cough. So if you hear any coughing in the background, that's that. Trying to get this done before the dogs show up. Like I said, they're here all the time. They'll show up and they have a new toy. They'll be so happy. That, or they will be not interested in it at all, because that's also a very good option. I got 4 strands. Take the long run and tie that around this. So now you got this, 2 toys. Basically, we're just gonna use this to braid it together, and then it's one giant toy for them to play with. Take it on either side like this, tuck it in there, and then do some braiding. Just a couple. And then you're gonna take the other one, tuck it in there again so it's on either end, and braid it again. And then just tied it off. Voila! One dog toy. And it's pretty big, but it's got lots of little strands for them to grab onto, and lots of little knots for them to dissect. 4, 5, 7 to puss. This is my life. I make dog toys because I can, and it's fun, and the dogs seem to like it. And then I don't have to go to the store to buy any, which is great. I know it's really basic, so I'm sorry if you were expecting like some really epic thing with bells and whistles, because I'm not about that life. Dogs are just gonna destroy it anyway. I'm not giving them bells and whistles. It's beautiful, I love it. And I think the dogs will like it too. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a like, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Cookie.